Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of Choice of Magics. My name is Keith, this is the Tank Media Games Reading Club. Welcome. We've done 2 episodes so far. We've got more to do. I understand that I can access the Steam community while recording. I wish that you would go away, sir. But welcome. Thank you for being here. As always, remember to follow at Tank Media Games on Twitter, as well as subscribe to this channel so you can see and hear when things come out. We have a Dungeons & Dragons show that comes out every week. We have things like this, as well as daily gameplay videos and a semi-regular gaming talk show. So please join me, subscribe, hang out with me, and my brother and friends and everyone else who helps make content for this channel. So thank you, welcome, let's get into it. Choice of Magics. Last time we escaped the Ruins Academy and we made it back home. Now we're waking up. When you wake up the next day, you're most eager to continue studying the books of magic you retrieve from the Academy. Which kind of magic will you study the most? Recall that negation is useful for fights, but leaves behind deadly clouds. Divination reveals information to you, but may also reveal information about yourself to someone else in the process. Automation creates magical objects, but worsens the ever-present storms. Glamour makes you persuasive in the short term, but wears away at your health. And vivimancy is a magic of life and often has unexpected long-term consequences. We're not going to do negation or divination. I don't like. That's a personal detriment to myself. Automation is kind of cool. Automation seems kind of fun. I kind of like automation, guys. I kind of do. I think it's cool. I think it's cool animating things, bringing them to life, and making them do stuff for us. I like it. So, you can't stop me, so that'll be it. You decide to practice your automation skills. What will you create? I create a sword made of light, a weapon befitting a wizard, create a sword of light for Tal, create a golem servant for myself, design a giant negative energy cannon to disintegrate the eternal storm. We might want to work up to that bottom one. Do we want to make a sword for ourselves? I think a golem would draw too much attention to ourselves. So maybe we'll create a sword of light, a weapon befitting. We want to do a sword for ourselves or sword for Tal? I think we're going to do a sword for Tal. She's nice. She seems more swordy at the end of the day anyway. To practice your automation skill, you spend your time creating a Lux Gladius, a weapon used by wizards in times of old. The hilt will emit a blade of light that is capable of cutting thick metal as if it were butter, albeit a chilled sort of butter that is a little tricky to cut until it thaws. We just made a lightsaber, folks. Just letting you know. You choose a blue crystal to color the light. Oh yeah, we definitely made a lightsaber. Since you think Tal will like that best, you snap the crystal that sets the color into place, murmuring Imperium Potens Neswiz. A bolt of lightning crackles from the ceiling and infuses the weapon with energy. We gained automation. When you focus and will it to do so, the beautiful blue blade of light springs forward with a psh. You try waving the weapon around and it makes a satisfying whum whum whum. This seems almost wrong to steal this from Star Wars. You will to retract it and the blade is sucked back into the hilt. You excitedly run to Tal's mother's house and knock on the door. Tal answers. Before she can say hello, you say, "I have the best present ever for you," and activate the Lux Gladius. The blazing blue beam springs forth, emitting a psh sound as it does so. "Gosh," she says in surprise. "Sorry," you say, and you retract the blade with a shp. "It's for you, an ancient weapon of light. Only I just made it." You press the black cylinder into Tal's hands. "Here, for you. Try willing it into existence, but aim it away from me, or the walls." Tal holds the cylinder in front of her, and a moment later the blue blade of light springs forth again. She tentatively waves it back around. Vwom, wom, wom. If anything, her astonishment looks more pronounced. She wills the blade back into the hilt, and when she turns to you again, she begins giggling, then laughing. She throws her arms around you. "I love it," she says. This is amazing. Thank you so much." We increased our Tal relationship. "Well, I was going to work on an automation project anyway," you say, but you're really glad she likes it. You're so involved in your magical pursuits that you don't really think to call on your parents, so they decide to come to you. You recognize the drum roll like knock of your father on the storm doors of your apartment. Your father greets you with a hug when you open the door. Ori, he's a construction worker, but he's always been more physically demonstrative than you would expect from someone in his profession. The hug gets some sawdust on you. You didn't even say hello. We weren't sure whether some great drake was munching on you like a big turkey leg. Rude, your mother sniffs in not quite agreement. She opens her arm expectantly. The convention, she would tell you, is that the child is supposed to hug the parent. You do. You always do. Even when she's at her most judgmental. You proceed to get sawdust on her frilly, shabby dress, which she wipes off with its... Your father looks around at your place. You've got some new stuff in here. So many books. My child is going to be the smartest in the kingdom at this rate. He's always been a clever child, your mother says in quiet satisfaction. You're a bit old to be called a child, old enough to have children of your own, really, but you don't take the conversation down that well-worn path. The real question is, are you going to tell your parents that you can cast spells now? Your parents are usually a bit traditional, and you've maintained peace with them so far only by not revealing the extent of your infatuation with magic, which is entirely forbidden. We're going to pretend my finds are purely of historical interest. We admit to learning magic, but act like it isn't a big deal. Solemnly explain that I have great power now, and things will necessarily change. I don't like lying to parents. I don't like lying to people in general, but I think we're going to pretend that our finds are purely of historical interest, just to keep them safe. I'm still looking for real magic, though, you say, your voice quivering slightly since you're unused to lying to your parents. I found a lot of interesting things in the last expedition, but I'll never be a wizard at this rate. Well, perhaps that's for the best, your mother says, patting you on the shoulder. The church inquisitors do sometimes come around, even here. Maybe you could just become an auctioneer, your father suggests. You have enough items, he corrects himself. Auction items, whatever the fancy word for them is. Lots, dear, your mother says, ever attempting to expand your father's vocabulary. Yeah, lots, your father agrees. Lots and lots. Lots of lots, your mother says, unsure whether her lesson stuck. Lots of lots, your father says, now clearly lost but trying to meet your mother's standards. I'll think about it, you say. You get the conversation back on trail. As a first step, I am going to sell a few things at the market tomorrow. Oh, could you pick up some eggs for me, your mother asks. Yeah, and I broke my measuring stick yesterday. Can't pick one up myself because I work all day, your father says. And so it goes. Honestly, your parents can't really imagine you as a powerful wizard, regardless of how proud of you they are. They're all too willing to believe your fib. You tell yourself this for the best, even though perhaps you would have found it a relief to be able to share your secret with them. We increased our caution, we increased calculation. After your parents leave, you decide it's high time you visited the market to sell the random artifacts you don't intend to keep. Colorful flags of different trading companies flutter in a strong wind above the market square, which is bustling with activity this morning. Though Akraton is fundamentally a small town, it happens to be the only town for many miles on the north-south road that is closest to the negative sea on the eastern border. A fair number of traders bearing mundane goods such as grains, dyes, and cloth therefore stop in Akraton, as do monster hunters and treasure hunters offering hard-to-appraise finds from nearby ruins. The merchants mostly trade from impermanent tents open at one side, but some wander through the crowd and act as their own auctioneers. Who will give me 50? 50 for a silver ring from the time of the ancients. 50, 50, 50. Thank you. 50, 55, 55, 55. I have 55. The air is sweet. The air is sweet with the smells of cinnamon and curry spices from the south and stinky cheeses from the north. A copper haystack-like lump in the center of the market was once a tree sculpture in ancient times, but it was melted centuries ago by a roaming dragon's breath. It was always said to be good luck, and one of Mayor Cause's projects is to fundraise to restore the tree. You think selling magical items won't cause trouble for you as this far from the capital. Many traders out here near the negative sea don't ask too many questions. At any rate, possessing magical artifacts is considered a far lesser sin than casting of spells. What will you buy or sell at the market? I have 100 gold. Let's see. I want to sell something first. Sell... I don't think I really want a dragon egg. And I don't know if they're useful for anything else. I don't know if any of these things are useful for anything else, to be honest with you. I don't know. Let's see if there's anything I want, first of all. Buy some fine clothing suitable for a noble? Nah. Buy an all-black outfit? Nah. Buy goods to chain armor? Nah. Buy an old rare history book called Via Verita Abraxas, or The Life of Abraxas? Buy an old tonic that Thor claims will help with a variety of maladies. Buy ingredients for a potion to improve my negation magic. Buy ingredients for a potion to improve glamour. Buy a set of fine tools and spare parts for automation. Donate 1 to 500 gold to restore the copper sculpture at the center of the marketplace. Buy one of those big turkey legs I always see people eating around here eating. Visit Sierra Marie, the fortune teller, for 25 gold. Browse some hats. I think my business at the market is done. I don't know. I feel like it's bad practice to sell a dragon egg or a really cool crystal. But it's also worth a lot. I imagine that I'll probably be able to come back here, so I don't feel super... Here, we'll donate 5. Let's donate 5 gold. Excuse me? What? A young woman with long blonde hair is staffing a tent next to the wooden sign that says Akroton Market Restoration Fund. Hello, would you like to help restore our town's vital market square? The blonde woman rattles off. Mayor Koss will write a thank you note to every person who contributes. All we need is... The blonde woman looks at the ledger in her hands and does some arithmetic. Exactly 500 gold to go. We might actually do it this year. She looks up at you. We're so close. You gonna give something? Anything, please. We don't have a lot of gold, so I'm giving 1. You drop a gold piece in the bucket on the tent's table. The blonde woman looks you up and down, estimating how much more you could have given, and frowns. Thank you, every little bit counts, she says dismissively, and she turns her attention to the next potential patron. Lost 1 gold, increased empathy. What else will you buy or sell at the market? I think we're done. We'll probably come back. You decide you're done shopping for now. Just as you're about to head home, you hear fruit seller Fran cry, "Thief!" You spin around to see a man in drab brown clothing brazenly running off with a basket of red apples, leaving a large gap in the offerings of Fran's fruit cart. He easily shoves aside all the townsfolk who try to get in his way. Fran uselessly shakes her walking stick at him, crying, "Thief! Thief!" until she starts to lose her balance and leans on it again. "Thief!" she cries hoarsely. You think you can tell which horse at the corner of the market he's running to. He'll pass within 20 feet of you. A negation blast is probably out of the question, but you have other options. If you're subtle, you can cast something without attracting attention. I don't want to attract attention. The thief can escape. I cast glamour and cry out halt. I use Vivamancy to make a nearby tree trip him. I like Vivamancy, but let's God, I don't know. Let's try it. Let's step in the doo-doo if we're gonna step in it. You see a tree on a grassy island that the thief will pass near, with one root protruding in a provocative way above ground. If it were just a foot to the right. Abor Manucci Ludo Futsi. You murmur, drawing on the energy within the tree itself and mentally inviting the root to come out and play. You try to be subtle about the beckoning motion you make with your finger. The root obliges you, giving a short kick just as the thief runs past. The thief lets out a little yelp as he goes sprawling to the ground, sending apples tumbling everywhere. Townsfolk rush to pick up the apples. The count of 5 rule is an old tradition for judging the edibility of fallen food. Then they return the fruit to Fran, because honesty is also a tradition in your town. 2 of the town guards show up, heavies wearing leather armor, and they strong-arm the thief away. You can hear murmurs behind you that include the words magic and witch. When you turn around, you catch a whole crowd of people turning and pretending they're interested in something else all at once. There's no use denying it. They saw everything, and they're going to tell stories. You try to at least lose yourself in a different crowd to keep them from looking sidewise at you, but the whole matter of the thief is quickly forgotten when a man down the street shouts, "Death Cloud!" Looking down Main Street to the east, you can see a dark purple and black cloud on the horizon. The cloud looks big, maybe as big as a town. Judging from the strong wind today, it may be here in less than an hour. This is not Akroton's first brush with a cloud of negative energy. Immediately, the merchants break down their tents, and many market patrons hurry into their houses and basements. Shutters snap shut all down the street. The animal sellers hastily bargain with landowners, then push their sheep through storm doors into basements. A baby cries madly despite her mother's tense reassurances. Some people uproot flowers as they pass them. They'll be no good to anybody else soon enough. Since everyone will be sheltering inside soon, you could help out the town with some magic, but you think it will take some very powerful magic indeed to stop this cloud. Use automation magic to repair the town's ancient rusty set of giant fans. Part the cloud with negation magic. Use divination to find stragglers whom this cloud might kill. Take shelter myself and continue my magical studies. Let's find stragglers. I like that idea, to try and find people that might get hurt. You're most worried about saving people who may be in danger of dying in this cloud. Increase empathy, increase caution. Looking into your crystal ball, you chant Mysterion Nomami Apocalypto Aniatan. You see in rapid succession an elderly man in his night clothes who is stuck in bed with his shutters open, a little girl in a dirty tunic stranded on a roof, and a swineherd trying to guide a herd of great hogs out of town. You can tell they vaguely sense you. They each look around as if they can tell they're being watched. You think all three will die if you do nothing. Unfortunately, you got only a vague sense of where each of them was from your divination, so you may only have time to save one if you're not careful. It's gotta be the little girl. Gotta be. Old man's lived his life. Great hog swineherd he should be able to take care of himself. The little girl needs our help. You run to the southeast part of town and scan the roofs for the little girl you saw in the crystal ball. You hear her crying and turn to see her perched next to a gargoyle atop the old bank building. "Help!" she cries. "Help!" But if anybody nearby is close enough to save her, they must be too afraid to come out. The half-timbered bank has a nice vertical wooden beam on the corner that you could fashion with vivomancy into a slide for the girl. You could also animate the gargoyle with automation, or for a non-magical approach, you could try convincing the girl to climb down to the second floor and jump the rest of the way into your arms. All of these approaches might take some coaxing to convince the girl to go along with you. I think we've used enough magic for now. Let's just try to convince her to climb down. I don't want to draw too much attention to ourselves. Just climb down. You yell up to the little girl. If you can hang from the roof edge and swing, you can catch those timbers under the eaves with your feet. It should be a straight shot from there. Why should I listen to you? The girl demands. You're a stranger. The dark cloud on the horizon is going to kill you if you don't come down, you say in exasperation. Do you know my mommy? You waste some more time in question and answer with the girl, but she eventually decides to trust you. The girl is slow and careful climber, and you continually cast nervous glances towards the dark horizon. When the girl reaches the bottom, you ask her where her mother is. She points to the bank, and you bang on the doors to get them to open up. Her mother comes to the door and picks up the girl, extremely grateful, and asks where she has been. I just was right here, the girl insists misleadingly. As you pass through the market square, you look down Main Street to the east and see that the giant black and purple cloud is nearly upon the town. Your time is up, and so you regretfully head back to your basement apartment to take shelter. You make it all the way back to your basement apartment, fumbling with the key in your haste to get inside. Once inside, you slam the storm doors shut and close the curtain of dried leaves, giving the negative energy something to eat in case some should seep through the doors. You open a tiny hole in the storm doors and poke out a periscope of your own design built into the doors. You watch as the black and purple cloud engulfs the whole town, building by building. At the cloud's touch, flowers wither, trees drop their leaves, and wooden shutters blacken as though charred. Finally, the cloud comes for your building, blocking your view of anything but its own darkness. You quickly retract the periscope and shutter the hole. All you can do now is wait and listen to the strong wind buffeting the exterior walls and the sizzle of the wood and paint in reply. You try studying one of your magical tomes, but your eyes just dance across the page as you can only think of your failure to protect the town. Whew. I think that's a big page. We will save it for next time, folks. Thank you so much for watching this video. Thank you so much for letting me read to you. Please be sure to come back for the next one. Thank you for watching this one, and I hope that you've enjoyed it. Like I say, please do subscribe to the channel. Please leave a comment. Please hit like on the video, and I will see you in the next one. I love you very much. Bye-bye.